Frosty Bros here with my Nes Trilogy collection. Northern Light 777. Shout out to you because you're the one that inspired you. I liked your video, so I'm going to do it too. So let's start with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I actually prefer 3 over the other 2. I think it's a much better made game. Plus it's not based on the arcade game, because it's fun, but it's, I don't know, they made it a lot harder than the arcade game and they added 2 extra levels to it, so. And next, of course, you gotta have Super Mario Brothers. 3 is probably the best out of all of them, in my opinion. Now I have the single copy of this, and I also have 2 copies of the Super Mario Duck Hunt because there's a label variation, so I kept both of them. Next is Double Dragon. My favorite is probably Part 2, then Part 1, then Part 3. Part 3 is very challenging and it's not the greatest. And if any of you watched Angry Video Game Nerd, yes, there is seriously a misprint in the first freaking screen of text once you start the game. Bimmy and Jimmy? Or Billy, yeah. Whatever it is, I forget. And yes, I do have these 2 are complete. This one just got a really messed up label, or instruction manual. So I had to tape it back together and I did it poorly. Next, I'm counting this as a trilogy because it was the only 3 games released on here, even though 1 does not actually count. They don't even count it in the system, which is Contra. So we have Contra there, we have Super C, and I do own Contra Force, which I guess now is a very rare and hard to find game. It sucks. It has nothing to do with the first 2. The true trilogy would be Part 3 on Super Nintendo, but and also this is only released in America. No other country got Contra Force. But it is really dumb. Next up is Castlevania Collection here. Part 1, Part 2, complete in box, and Part 3, complete in box, and actually, yes. If you can see that $14.95, I bought this a long time ago, brand spanking new. Unfortunately, the plastic's ripping off, so I think I'm just going to take that off. Bought it brand spanking new when I used to work at, I worked at a Toy Works, which was a KB Toys bigger store for one Christmas season, and they were getting rid of some games, so that's where I got that. And Star Tropics, actually brand new. It was actually cheaper than the $14.95. I think it was like 50% off. And then I'm counting this as I have the complete trilogy of Donkey Kong, so I got Part 3 here complete. Cartridge looks exactly the same. I have Part 2, and then I have Classics. So I still need the original Donkey Kong, but I do have the actual game with the Classics here, and another copy of Junior. So I do need to get the original Donkey Kong, and actually I think I'm going to just buy it off of RetroUSB.com because they have a Donkey Kong Pie Factory. Basically, it completes the game. It adds in the missing level that was only available in the arcade. And now for 2 trilogies I'd like to complete because I have 2 of the games. I have Ninja Gaiden complete and Ninja Gaiden 2 complete. So to complete this trilogy, I would like to find Part 3 complete in box, at least manual, box, and game. And I know it's going to cost a lot, but I do need the 3rd one, and seeing I got these 2 complete, I want to get the 3rd one complete also. And then I'm throwing this out there because I did only make 3 Quattro games from Camerica. I have Quattro Adventure, 4 games in 1, Quattro Arcade, 4 games in 1, and then they had a Quattro Sports, 4 games in 1. So I'm going to complete that trilogy someday, and I'm going to call it a trilogy because they only made 4 Quattro games. Or only 3 Quattro games. So, yeah. So, that is my collection. Let me know if you want to see all the sequels that I have complete. There's a lot of games that only came out with 1 sequel. And I have a good chunk of those collections. Another one I'd like to collect for is right there, Wizards and Warriors. All I have is the first one complete. I don't have 2 or 3. And same with Adventure Island and Lolo. I only have the first game, so I didn't bother showing those. Except nowhere near complete in the trilogy. Especially because the Adventure Islands and the Lolos are kind of expensive. But yeah, so that is my trilogy. Turtles, Double Dragon, Castlevania, Mario Brothers, Contra, Donkey Kong. Needs to be finished off, but I still own all 3 games, so it counts. And the trilogies I really want to complete, the Quattro and the Ninja Gaiden. Not Gaiden, it's Gaiden. Actually, wait. It's Gaiden. I don't know. Either way, they're still great games and very difficult. Alright, Frosty Bro is out.